Hello, this is a video introducing the Paramount Kit Radio Frequency Identification RFID application. This application is useful for cable inventory and for cable rental checkout and check-in. The rental information can be used as input into the enterprise rental software application to aid in keeping track of inventory and the condition of the cables, cable rental customers, their contracts, and rental billing. The Paramount Kit RFID application tracks the RFID tags permanently molded into the housing of the cable connector ends. This allows the tags to stand up to environmental conditions and rough handling, and also to be tracked by the RFID application for cable inventory and full round-trip rental tracking. The application is a mobile app with 3 sessions for taking an inventory of new cables, checking out cables for rental, and returning the cables when their rental use has ended. The app's 3 sessions are receive from supplier, check out rental, and check in rental return. The receive from supplier session is used to create the inventory of all of the cables that are received from the cable supplier. The cables are scanned as they are first received and stored in the inventory database as the RFID tags are read. The initial release will store the records in the inventory db.xlsx Excel spreadsheet. The records are indexed by the unique RFID EPC tag value embedded in each connector. The receiver takes delivery of a skid containing a set of cable assets with RFID-enabled connector ends attached to similar cable assets. For example, receiving 15 pieces of 25-foot extensions of black 4/0 cable. The receiver is the person at the rental agency that takes the delivery of the cable. The receiver first selects the supplier, cable code, and part number using the pull-down menus provided. The receiver then scans the skid with a handheld RFID reader, for example, the Zebra Technologies MC9190Z, so that all of the connectors are read. After the skid has been read, the information is synchronized with a download to the inventory database. An Excel spreadsheet report is available showing a listing of the updated inventory. The Paramount Inventory Database Schema describes the columns in the inventory database. The scan skid populates the tag ID list box with the EPC values of the RFID connectors. Each RFID EPC value will be stored in the database and be used as a unique index into the row identifying that individual connector. The tag ID list box also contains the date the connector was received, the supplier name, and the part number. Here shown on the right is the Excel spreadsheet showing the RFID value, which is the EPC number, the part number, the date received, and supplier name. The check out rental session is then used when cables are to be rented. At check out, the cable connectors are scanned and the records are entered in the rental database. The initial release will store the records in the rental db.xlsx Excel spreadsheet. The records are indexed by the unique RFID EPC tag value embedded in the RFID tag within each connector. The rental agent pulls the cables that are required for the rental contract. He first selects the customer using the pull-down menu provided and then inputs the contract number. He then scans the cables with the handheld RFID reader. The session displays the connectors to be rented by pulling up the corresponding records from the database. The date rented will be populated with the current date, and the rental status will be updated to rented out. Data will be synchronized to the rental database. An Excel spreadsheet report is then available so that it can be printed describing this rental contract. And on the right, it shows the rental Excel spreadsheet, which includes the rental status of rented out for the cables connector units that have been rented out. The check-in rental return session is used when the rented cables are returned. At check-in, the cable connectors are scanned and the records are updated in the rental database. The initial release will update the checkout records already in the rentaldb.xlsx Excel spreadsheet. Again, the records are indexed by the unique RFID EPC tag value embedded in the RFID tag in each connector. The rental agent physically receives rented cables back with the rental contract. The rental agent will then scan the RFID connectors, which pulls up the corresponding records from the database. The rental agent will then verify the customer name and the contract number. The date return field will be populated with the current date, and the rental status field will be updated to return. The condition field will also be updated. Valid values for condition are new, used, or damaged. The rental agent must handle discrepancies such as missing cables, unrecognized cables from another vendor, damaged cables, cut EXT extension cables, and so on. The rental database is correspondingly updated. A rental report is available as an Excel spreadsheet. This is intended to provide billing information to the customer, and this completes a round-trip rental by the customer for his rented cables. The output from this process is the Excel spreadsheet. Excel spreadsheets can be easily exported to a wide variety of other programs and rental systems. The Paramount RFID application is a vastly improved process to correctly identify cable inventory and track cable rentals and returns. On the right, Excel spreadsheet is shown, and we can see that the rental status has been updated to return for the units that were brought back, and the condition value has been placed in the corresponding row. Thank you.